YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we got another video here by desu. Okay, Bill outlawing anime sends Twitter into hysteria. So yeah, I think this is a crazy situation. Let's see what desu has to say about this. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Yeah, it's gonna be hectic. So you guys better comment down below and let's see what the conversation is about. Let's jump in.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be going over a very headache-inducing situation. So if you're on Twitter and you have anything to do with anime or manga, I'm sure the algorithm has promoted this Dexerto tweet to you at some point over the past day. This tweet...
Unfortunately, my Twitter is not about anime and manga. My YouTube is, but I don't really see a lot of things about anime and manga on Twitter. So let's see what this tweet has to say. Texas Senators have unanimously passed a bill that, if signed into law, could make several games, anime, and manga series illegal to its own state. Oh, thank God I'm not in Texas. Enjoy that. Live with that, people in Texas. This bill bans any obscene depiction of a minor of... Again, these people are worried about the wrong things. Imagine these senators and these people are worried about anime, fictional stories, while people are living on the streets homeless. Nah, guys, Texas, they need to get their shit together. This is the least of their worries. What the hell has anime done to these people? Nothing. These people, just because they feel some type of way of the depiction of minors, aka lollies, or, you know, whatever, they feel some type of way, and now they want to pass bans, pass laws, talk about this. This literally is a fictional story. These are fictional characters. Fictional story, fictional characters. And now they're wasting time on putting efforts and all of that in for them to banning this. This is ridiculous, honestly.
Viral with 140,000 likes, over 17 million views, and in this, they are claiming that Texas senators have unanimously passed a bill that, if signed into law, could make several games, anime, and manga series illegal to own in the state. The bill bans any obscene depiction of a minor or someone who...
So wait, it's actually illegal to own. I thought it was illegal to watch. It's illegal to own some of these things. Oh my God, what has this world come to?
looks like one. So they're trying to give the impression here that this bill will make it so any content that has a character under 18 who is sexualized will now be banned in Texas. It will be illegal to consume that material.
What the hell are these guys doing? There's a lot of things that's happening terribly economically. This is the least of their worries. Anime, fictional stories, guys. Do you understand? This is fictional stories. It's nothing real. And this is what they're worried about, and this is how they're using the people of Texas. This is how they're using your time and bills to actually make these laws come into fruition. That's crazy. That's honestly, that if this was my government, I'd be ashamed. Because it's like, honestly, why are we wasting our time with this, with anime and games? Oh my God.
Which would outright ban a lot of anime and manga, everything from My Dress Up Darling to even Dragon Ball. And also would outlaw a lot of video games and cartoons as well, like South Park, Family Guy, stuff like that would now be illegal because of their content. Now, of course, this caused a ton of fear-mongering on social media. People are weaponizing this, they're politicizing it, and it's become a huge source.
How do you weaponize and politicize with things that are fictional, bro?
Of contention and toxicity. Bro. And the problem is, it's actually a giant nothing burger because Dexerto made a clickbait headline and they're trying to mislead you.
Oh, mother effer. So Dexerto, you making me rage. He literally got me raging and ranting, bro, for nothing. That's
so they can get more traffic on their website. And I think it's very obvious. If you actually do the research on what's going on with this bill, you'll understand that it is not trying to criminalize the type of fictional content we're talking about here with anime, manga, and cartoons. And this is a very drastic misinterpretation of what's going on here, and it's causing a ton of misinformation and toxicity on Twitter. Yeah, who's surprised by that?
Nobody.
But before we get into the details of this whole thing, I gotta do the transition of a lifetime here. to advance GG, because after all,
Man, make your money, Rev say desu, make your money. We're gonna skip him getting a sponsor.
30% off your total order. So let's get back to the content here. This is the Dexerto headline. New Texas bill could make incredibly popular anime and video games illegal. They cite this down here through, I think they meant through, typo of course. Senate Bill 20 is structured in a way that mainly points it at the usage of AI software to create this type of material. Cartoon or animation are also specified. Some of the most popular anime, manga, and games of all time contain these sorts of depictions. Depending on how Texan lawmakers feel about a certain series, there's a good chance many of the most popular anime...
Texas, you guys got time. Jeez Louise, you know, these guys got time. For them to even discussing anime, come on, bro. Like, oh my god, there's a lot of things that you guys could be discussing, not this. This is ridiculous, honestly.
Anime and manga series ever could be affected. So there was a ton of hysteria based on just this alone. A lot of people are believing, oh my god, this law, if it goes into effect, is going to ban all this anime and manga. And the sources provided by Dexerto here includes this basically newsprint here from the governor's office talking about the issue with AI and how they want to combat it when it's using children in its algorithms, which is obviously something that should be criminalized. It's exploiting children by putting them through these systems and trying to sexualize those images.
Okay, that's actually better. I didn't actually read the whole context. That's actually better. I feel like this should I agree with this. Using children in AI usage of children. I totally agree with this. This should actually be banned, you know?
Or create something that is sexualized. Obviously, that is something that should be criminalized. And this is actually on its face a very good pursuit for them to go after and to outlaw. And this is the actual amendment here that people like Dexerto are passing around. Now, understand, this is an addition to an existing statute. This is not replacing or canceling anything. It's adding on to an existing statute. Please keep that in mind. But the language that's getting everybody upset is right here in this subsection B. A person commits an offense if the person knowingly possesses, accesses with intent to view, or promotes obscene visual material containing a depiction that appears to be of a child younger than 18 years of age engaging in activities described by that previous section, regardless of whether the depiction is an image of an actual child, a cartoon or animation, or an image using an artificial intelligence application or other computer software. So,
that's a tough one. I don't know. You know, I feel like the usage of children in real life, them getting depicted like that, but then with AI, you know, dude, like, I swear to God, you know, I feel like, you know, the whole artificial intelligence conversation still hasn't, you know, it's not fully understand. I feel like, you know, a lot of people, we don't fully understand AI. So this is just a difficult conversation to have, and especially by government standards. You know, I feel like government are the worst people to actually be talking about this. Because imagine they don't understand simple logic, and now you entering the whole artificial intelligence. Oh my gosh, bro.
Obviously, this is the AI part at the end.
If this was in my country and we were having debates like this, by the way, I live in South Africa, so dude, we would be cooked if the government started talking about this and banning on. We would be cooked because our government is terrible. It's atrocious, you know?
That's pretty straightforward, but people are getting tripped up on this language here about the actual child, a cartoon, or animation. Now, we're going to get a lot of clarity on what this actually means and how this bill and statute separates fiction and reality. But first, let's get into the reactions to this, because people saw this headline, and even if they looked at the sources provided by Dexerto there, they genuinely believed this is going to outlaw anime and manga in Texas.
That's what I thought it was saying, bro. Dexterto, how the hell do you say that shit, bro? That's why I don't like Twitter, bro. That's why everything that I read, unless it's from Kanye, I'm joking. Kanye is also off his rockers. But, like, you know, anything on Twitter, I don't believe, bro. Honestly. Like, the internet, besides it on being on Twitter, the internet just don't believe it, bro. Up until you get your facts straight, honestly.
This in many different forms. And people use this to politicize it, even though the bill was passed unanimously by both Democrats and Republicans, so it wasn't any sort of a political thing, but people try to make it that way.
Yep.
But also people were weaponizing this to get an own on people online. And the ironic part is, of course, there was infinite cell phones. People trying to weaponize this to attack someone else while failing to realize it would outlaw their favorite anime and manga. So let's see some examples of that. So this person down here says,
a lot of anime and manga does a lot of crazy shit. I guess it's the whole thing of conversation of fictional content. I feel like we would need to start having a conversation of fictional content and where it stands in our society. Again, as well, this is not, and as well with anime and manga, this is Japanese media. It's not American media. So this is a whole another conversation of two different cultures and ideologies are kind of colliding as well.
41,000 likes. 9/11 for lolicons. It's a great day to be alive, while sporting a black clover profile picture, which
that's crazy. Lolicons as well. This is I wouldn't say that this would be a that specific date for lolicons. As well with lolicons as well. Lolicons, if you guys don't know, lolly is a petite small woman. It's not an underage girl. It's petite small woman. You get me? Some women in real life are petite and small, but as well people weaponize lolicons in order to call people PDFs or child predators and all of those things. So I feel like as well, this all stems to the whole conversation of these are fictional characters and these are fictional stories. These are not real people, so it's not that deep. I feel like
this interpretation of the bill would be illegal in Texas. This right here is an incredible cell phone with, let's see here, 110,000 likes. So this person says, life when lolicons start being arrested like any other pedophile. So this person fails to realize that they post this with a GIF coming from Bleach
yeah,
while rocking a One Piece profile picture, while also listing various anime they're a fan of, and they dedicate their Twitter presence.
Oh, OP, DDD, CMS, Kingdom, Kojin X. Oh my god. Guys, again, the whole conversations of lolicons and all of that, guys, it's not that deep. Let people watch what they want to watch. As long as if they're not doing it in real life, we can't compare a PDF to a lolicon. That is two totally different conversations. Something I don't even want to get into. Because the PDF is actually doing it to a real person. Whereas lolicons, nigga, let the man watch the anime. Who cares,
To, including anime like Chainsaw Man. All of these things that I just listed would be illegal under this interpretation of the bill. This person basically would be dedicating their entire online presence to something they believe is criminally considered CP. Like, this is an incredible cell phone on levels you normally don't see, but for some reason this topic just absolutely rots people's brains. Here's another example, someone going after Chibi Review, saying he's mad that now he's going to go to prison because of his lolly collection. I can't.
Again, lolly, guys. Lolly is not a deep thing, guys. It's people that are petite, women that are petite, small-figured women. Not underage, but small-figured women. Petite. It's petite. That's lolly. Lolly is petite. Guys, stop being... Again, this is childish. Again, these are fictional characters. We cannot be talking about fictional characters as if they're real. They're not. This is a dumb conversation. I don't like the conversation of lolicons because it ends up being a stupid conversation where you're realizing that, whoa, we're having a conversation about anime when there's a lot of shit going around in this world, and especially that it's about lollies. Come on, guys. This is when we have to start, as the old saying, go and touch some grass, especially if we're arguing about this on Twitter. Come on.
Make this shit up. And people pointed out the same person who just said that admitted that they fully watched Gushing Over Magical Girls, one of the biggest lolicon anime to come out in years.
Yeah, and that's the person that's preaching, It is what it is. Again, he's also a fan. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't be arguing about this stuff when he's also a fan of like again, bro. Like why these people are literally go on Twitter to rage bait. I think that's just the whole Twitter thing. It's a rage bait place. Literally everybody's now trying to be Kanye. Oh God,
In fact, they went a step further to say they watched the uncensored version too,
You get
which
me?
basically is just lolicon hentai.
Bro.
And this guy is now trying to use this to
Bro.
weaponize his beef with someone else.
Crazy.
Again, incredible cell phones.
Crazy.
But going back to this article, obviously, people trying to use it and use Dexerto's interpretation however they see fit. Unfortunately for them, I guess, this is not what's going on with this bill. So if you look at the actual article here, they talk about how this is basically using obscenity law to try to determine what type of content produced online and being shared online is going to be actually considered illegal, right? And they describe this one section. If you actually use the sources provided here, you will see, right, that amendment we looked at earlier in this section that everyone's so concerned about. What does this mean? It's so open-ended. What does it mean? Well, we know what it means. If you go to the actual statute this is amending, unless they're going to outright say or change their minds later, we know exactly what they're talking about. So when it comes to these obscenity angles here that this bill is using, here's 3 cases where it's actually going to end up considering something illegal. So you're engaging in one of these things. 1, a child younger than 18 years of age at the time the image of the child was made. So like this is pictures, physical pictures or digital pictures of an...
I agree with that. That's messed up. You can't be doing that, especially with a real person, and you could actually be affecting their life. That's messed up. You shouldn't be doing that.
Actual child. Obviously illegal. But what we're really talking about here for this conversation is 2 and 3. So number 2, an image that to a reasonable person would be virtually indistinguishable. Let me read that again. Virtually indistinguishable from the image of a child younger than 18 years of age. This is not something that is new.
That is going to be tough because virtually indistinguishable by of a child. It's very difficult because of course, lollies, this is where the whole conversation with lollies start, those lollies look like kids basically. So I feel like that's where the whole conversation is trying to go. That's why people shame lollies because they try and make the whole conversation and all of that. I get it, thank God I don't live in Texas, but it's just a tough conversation to have, because I feel like this is a culture. We're talking about a medium, manga and anime. Excuse me. Of course, these are 2 mediums that are created in where? Japan. So of course, these are 2 cultural, a Western culture is trying to depictate on how we should watch or depictate on media and stuff, especially media from another country. So it's, of course, this is a tough conversation to have.
This was often used as a standard for deepfakes. They're basically saying if you hold up the picture in question next to a picture of a real person, you wouldn't be able to tell which one is real and which one is fake. That is largely aimed at deepfakes, and I think rightfully so. And because if you're using a child in this case as a deepfake for some obscene material, of course that should be illegal. I mean, that is by definition CP because you're exploiting a real child. So that's really what it's going for there. So
okay,
that
I understand that viewpoint. Okay, I agree with them. Okay,
doesn't have anything to do with anime. There's no anime or manga that's virtually indistinguishable from a real person unless you're schizophrenic. So that's why they add a reasonable person. So now we go to 3.
Virtually indistinguishable. Okay, I get it in that aspect. I thought it was meaning to an aspect of comparing a lolly to a real life person. Okay, my bad.
An image created, adapted, or modified to be the image of an identifiable child. I think
that one is understandable. That one is illegal. That's very harsh, I don't think people should do that, that should also be a little bit illegal,
This is more leaning into AI, or at least they're going to use this to get people on AI, right? So they say an identifiable child. So the product or the image or whatever that's being produced has an identifiable child in it. Okay? And you go, what's an identifiable child? Again, it's right here. They tell you. In this section, identifiable child means a person recognizable as an actual person by the person's face, likeness, or other distinguishing characteristic, such as a unique birthmark or other recognizable features. So, yes, this is pretty much making it very clear what we're talking about with all of these amendments that are now being reported on by Dexerto. So you have to have an actual child. They use the word
Okay, you know what? For me, I agree with this law. I in the beginning, I didn't agree with it because I didn't know the context. I had lack of information. I got rage baited. So yeah, I was wrong for my opinions in the beginning, but I had to explain that the fact that I just don't like it when a government or a party government or people on Twitter are using their time to talk about anime, cartoons, or fictional stories and making it or villainizing fictional stories, because it just doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you use your time to talk about fictional stories? That's where I really got mad. But yeah, to be fair, I was wrong for my first reaction. But yeah, we live and we learn. I learned what the law is and what's happening. And yeah, that's how it is.
Actual child, an identifiable one. And up here, they also use the language of the virtually indistinguishable, which mirrors the federal statutes on this stuff. So unless these people are making this bill, unless they turn around and say, oh, we're actually going to make another amendment and get rid of all this. Unless they say that,
sticky.
Nothing really changed. They just added a new section for AI, and they're going to use these standards to deal with it because it's already in the statute. So they've given no indication that they're going to alter this or remove it in any sort of a way.
Okay.
So what Dexerto is doing is just fear-mongering.
Yeah.
Based on very little research. I mean, it's literally like in their sources. So either they didn't actually read through it themselves,
it's clickbait,
or they're lying to you for clicks. I believe either, to be honest with you, when it comes to Dexerto. But let's just say the crazy thing happens and they come out and they do chop all this down and make some additional amendments that do end up having the interpretation that Dexerto has made. Well, it probably wouldn't matter too much because the first person to challenge this would probably win because it doesn't line up with federal codes that were made just for this sort of thing. This is the relevant federal code here. And you can see if you scroll down, they talk about this exact thing. Okay? This exact thing. Identifiable minor, again, is something that they require here. And it says it's a visual depiction.
Okay, so I guess this is all about AI. Damn. I think we can leave the video on there. I don't think we can read anymore because it's just he's gonna be talking about Dexterto. Yeah, I think we can leave the video over there. Yeah, this is only about AI. This was clickbait. F you, Dexterto. But that's a lot of Twitter channels, guys. Twitter channels, Instagram, Facebook. A lot of people clickbait. It is what it is. I got also rage baited in the beginning of this video. Rewatch. I got rage baited hardcore. But yeah, I was wrong. I didn't expect the American government to be this insightful. This is only about AI. It's not anything that deep or serious. We got rage baited. It is what it is. I was wrong in the beginning, but yeah, at least I agree with them fully with the whole AI interpretation after reading what the sources were. But yeah, anyways, that's the video. I agree with the government. You guys tell me what you guys think. Again, watch my whole video. If you agree with some of the things that I said were wrong, yeah, maybe I was wrong. But yeah, again, that's the whole video. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. Of course, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.